The erratic and unseasonal rain may come or fail for a year or two. These days, the name of Eibnat and Belessa have become synonymous with drought and famine situations. It is indeed hard to imagine agricultural production on the rugged and massive terrains and the highly eroded lands of Eibnat and Belessa. What can surprise most is how these deserts be inhabited with people. One needs to travel many kilometers to fetch water from a river or a pond. In some places, the rivers and the ponds dried up long ago. Fortunately, the rain falls early this year and the grass blooms to cover the eroded land. However, it is hard to forecast the rainy season, and the farmers are not quite sure to prepare the land for the summer harvest. It seems a legend to hear the elders talk about Eibnat and Belessa being covered with thick natural forest and a sanctuary of various endemic animals in those good old days. Now things have changed by far. It is indeed sad to see these fellow compatriots living in the scattered villages suffering in acute poverty. The land has lost its fertility and it could not yield any agricultural products. The recurrent drought, coupled with poor infrastructure, worsens the situation. The residents of Eibnat and Belessa locality live in the midst of poverty, which forces them to depend on emergency relief. It was this chaotic and desperate situation, above all the suffering of the fellow compatriots with recurrent drought, that urged the Organization for Rehabilitation and Development in Amhara, ORDA, to intervene in Eibnat and Belessa. Cognizant of the magnitude of the problem, ORDA extended emergency relief and assistance to the people. Organization for Rehabilitation and Development in Amhara, ORDA, is a humanitarian and development association established with a defined mission and vision, especially to ensure food security as well as to fight poverty in the Amhara region. ORDA engaged in various development endeavors in the region, including, among others, water conservation and utilization, environmental protection and agricultural development, afforestation, HIV/AIDS prevention and control, as well as capacity building in a bid to realize sustainable growth. What makes Eibnat Belessa and ORDA similar is that both have been through hard times of famine, civil war and migration.
A great number of fellow citizens suffered a lot during the 1984 and 85 famine in our country. However, the then military government boycotted the relief assistance obtained from the international community, not to reach some parts of Warlo, North Gondar and the environs. And it was this historic moment created ORDA to facilitate and apportion the relief obtained from the international community to the needy. ORDA was known as Organization of the Ethiopian Relief Coordination, and this organization extended its relief assistance especially in the liberated regions until the fall of the Derg regime. Since 1992, right after the fall of the Derg, the organization has expanded its activity throughout the Amhara region, and it has provided emergency assistance to the people. Apart from this, it has devised integrated rural development program and food security strategy in various parts of the region. ORDA is the local non-governmental development partner.
During the 1984-85 famines, ORDA focused on providing emergency relief and rehabilitating the drought-affected compatriots at Eibnat Belessa. Later on, ORDA devised a food security program to realize sustainable development. As a development partner, ORDA introduced the Eibnat Belessa Integrated Development Project with a view to increase productivity in a sustainable manner. The construction of rural roads among rural qabeles was high on its agenda. In this regard, Eibnat Kohala and Rabaya roads are cases in point. For instance, this road was constructed with human labor without any construction machineries. ORDA mobilizes the community towards infrastructure development. The unreserved effort of the people's human labor strong will, dedication and development vision of the main community were the resources available at its disposal. Integrating these rich resources of strong commitment, labor and human mind, ORDA succeeded in the construction of rural link and feeder roads. These valleys were dug by hand tools and the rocks, the rugged and rough terrain leveled with the unreserved effort and hard work of the people. ORDA's mobilization and development effort in this locality is an exemplary one. Before the opening of the Eibnat Belessa road, people were forced to travel 3 to 5 days. However, now they can make a round trip in a half day. The beneficiaries of the Belessa road commented as follows.
We benefit a lot from Eibnat road. For instance, when we need hospital or when we want to go to the market, it's easy we can take onions or tomatoes to the market without this road. It was difficult for us. It took 2 or 3 days to go to Eibnat. However, now it takes only half a day to make our round trip. As you can see, the people benefit a lot. ORDA contributes a lot. The students can easily go to school and the patients have access to the clinics. ORDA is everything to us. Before the opening of Eibnat Road, it was difficult to carry patients to the clinic. The car has no access to come here and it was forced to unload the unnecessary materials at Eibnat. Before the construction of the road, we have no market access to our products. But now things have changed for the better. We participated in the construction of the road. Indeed, ORDA paid us and we were happy to engage in the construction of this road. The road was constructed with food for work program. The road is ours and we are happy because we know that we benefit a lot.
ORDA's Director General emphasized that Eibnat Belessa had no road access to the part of the country, and ORDA accorded prime importance to the infrastructure development in this locality.
As part of its rural development strategy, ORDA focuses on rural infrastructure development. ORDA accords a prime importance to these neglected and backward areas, especially those areas which have little or no road access, and those localities suffer with recurrent drought. ORDA organizes and mobilizes the community and effective utilizing the resources it has secured from various donors. The rural road program is executed by mobilizing the community. Most of our roads crossed rivers, terrains and mountains, though it's difficult to construct them. They are crucial to the community. This construction brought a significant change in some localities. In many of our projects, the road program is done in line with rural development and food security strategy.
The Eibnat Belessa road is close to 50 kilometers. However, what makes this road different is the geographical setup of the locality, which is rugged and rough terrain. Shunge village is found along the Belessa road. Due to the erratic nature of the rain, the residents of Shunge suffered with recurrent drought and they were forced to be dependent on relief food. Cognizant of this, ORDA geared its effort to Shunge to save the lives of the compatriots. As part of addressing the acute poverty in the locality, ORDA devised irrigation schemes on Bahar River. Though the river has low capacity due to the drought, it is effectively being utilized to irrigate the vegetables planted by the villagers.
We produce vegetables by harnessing the river since September. This Ethiopian fiscal year, we produced various vegetables by irrigation. ORDA covers all the expenses and mobilizes the community to participate in the development endeavors. All of these are done by the community and ORDA covers the cost. It pays 7 birr a day for each worker for 3 kilos of wheat while we construct the dam. The dam was constructed in 9 months' time. from October up to July 1995 Ethiopian calendar last year. We suffered a lot due to the drought, though we plough and sow in June and the rain failed in the middle of the August. As a result, it could not give enough harvest. We suffered a lot with the drought. It's hard to explain the magnitude of the problem. As you can see, the soil is highly eroded. We used to cut trees and we did not know how to affect the area. We did not construct terraces to conserve the soil. We failed to keep those terraces, constructed by ORDA. But now there are some changes in this regard. ORDA taught us to protect the environment, and now let us know the benefit. If you move down there, you can see our terraces and canals, which are built by our initiatives. We know we benefit and we will protect.
There was no irrigation activity at Shungay locality, but now through ORDA's Integrated Development Program, the residents of Shungay locality are practicing it widely. ORDA obtained the fund for its Eibnat Belessa Integrated Development Project from German Agro Action, a humanitarian organization. The residents were in the midst of acute poverty and the land lost its fertility and could not yield. The people had no livestock resources except few farm animals. But through the concerted efforts of ORDA and German Agro Action, the residents have shown a profound progress in their lives. Some of them could produce more and have engaged in livestock husbandry and could construct new houses with corrugated sheets.
I benefited a lot from this irrigation scheme since its inception. I have actively participated in the construction of the dam and got over 1,000 birr from ORDA. In addition, I produced more through this irrigation scheme. I produced various vegetables. I had only one ox, but now I have 2 oxen, and I bought 4 goats, saving the money I got from ORDA. Now I have a dozen of goats and donkeys for transportation. ORDA support indeed brought a significant change in my life, and I was very poor and the most destitute person in this village. But now I am among those who have better life. I am well nourished and changed my feeding practice as well.
The residents of Jimanderagaha are among the beneficiaries of ORDA's Integrated Rural Development Program. Like the others, the soil in Jimanderagaha also lost its fertility and is highly degraded. Cognizant of this, ORDA devised soil conservation program for this locality.
When we say physical soil and water conservation activity, it includes various mechanisms which can hold the soil and moisture on the plot or outside the farm plots. The others are done in common farmland, which cultivation is done to protect the soil. In addition, we built stone terraces and other alternative technologies. On top of this, we have engaged in construction of ditches and flood prevention check dams. We also introduced better farming practices and adaptable technologies to improve moisture holding capacity of the soil as well as to develop soil fertility.
ORDA focused on rehabilitating potential arable lands and introduced various soil conservation mechanisms. Through the rigorous efforts made by the community and ORDA, once eroded and unfertile plots of land are now covered with green. The gabion wire box and the rock terraces are made to prevent flooding. If the rain continues, the residents will have surplus production. ORDA also introduced other alternatives, and its support mainly focused to reduce over-dependency on rain-fed agriculture. ORDA devised water harvesting schemes and provides material and financial support to the community to dig water wells. This enables the community to produce vegetables so as to be food self-sufficient. As you can see here, the farmers have already enjoyed in water harvesting to increase productivity in a bid to break the shackle of poverty. ORDA secured fund from German Agro Action to realize the water harvesting program in this locality.
The forest resource of our country is highly depleted and the soil is eroded. So, to this end, terraces are built to rehabilitate the soil. In addition, sensitize the farmers to actively participate in water and soil conservation through demonstration programs, and this indeed brought significant behavioral change. We introduced the soil conservation mechanisms on their plots of land. German Agro Action allocated the budget to construct this dam to irrigate German Deragahan Gabale. The other irrigation scheme was funded by both the German Agro Action and the European Union.
This land was bare and highly eroded. However, now things are improving much better than before. As you can see, the rehabilitation activities such as terracing and the irrigation work enabled the land to become arable. The supply of potable water to the community is the other area of ORDA's intervention. The residents of many Qabiles in this locality benefited from ORDA's potable water supply scheme. Thanks to ORDA, the residents of Jiman Deragaha were forced to travel many kilometers to fetch water, but now they have access to potable water in their vicinity. On our way back to Eibnat, we are told that the forest by the side of the road was established by ORDA. We asked them why ORDA chose the side of the roads for forest establishment, and the response was that there was no nursery of tree seedlings and it aims to create awareness among the community. It is believed that the residents could easily learn the use of transplanting trees. The seed nursery is established with a view to disperse selected seeds and tree seedlings to those farmers who actively participate in water harvesting to ensure food security. ORDA also uses the nursery to transfer new agriculture technologies to the farmers. We changed the course and turned to the north, leaving Eibnat behind. On our way to Gohala, a small irrigation dam caught our attention. The dam is called Akaina, and it is among the numerous footprints of ORDA's development efforts. Though ORDA covers the coast, the residents of Wambaroch Wuftoma are the main actors in the construction of the dam. Indeed, the canals have not yet been finalized, but one can imagine that the vast irrigable virgin land by the side of the dam could be a great potential to harvest twice, even thrice a year. We continue to the north, and after about 32 kilometers, we get another water reservoir. ORDA built this dam with a view to bring a meaningful change to the lives of the residents of Bursa Qabale. Nili Dam was built with an outlay of over 1.5 million birr obtained from German Agro Action. Nili has a potential to irrigate 71 hectares of land, and some 284 households would be beneficiaries. What makes Nili Dam different from others is that it has night storage to conserve the water in night time. The dam could be a great resource to ensure food security at a household level.
አመልድ ያው እንደሚታወቀው አመጣጡ ድርቅ ተደጋጋሚ በሚያጠቃቸው አካባቢ
As you know, ORDA has engaged especially in drought-prone areas. 7 or 8 years ago, ORDA extended emergency relief in Sokota and Eibnat Belessa. Later on, it has expanded the development efforts in all parts of the region. We believe that the small-scale irrigation scheme have a great importance and could change the lives of the people. ORDA has engaged in the construction of potable water for those who had no access. ORDA's intervention water resource development raised the potable water coverage of the region by 3%.
In its integrated development project, ORDA also established GENET vegetables and tree seedling nursery in a bid to provide improved varieties to the farmers. The nursery serves as demonstration site too and apportions improved seedlings to the farmers. The center is also engaged in the transfer of agricultural technologies to the farmers.
I am the resident of Bursa Gabale. I use irrigation during the Mahar season. I have no words to express my gratitude to ORDA. GENET Agricultural Demonstration Center was left for pasture. We had practiced traditional irrigation there, but it failed. Later on, ORDA introduced modern irrigation system. As you can see, the name implies itself. It's now a paradise. There are different types of plants. Here, we benefit the seedlings we got from the center. We produced more to satisfy the needs of our family as well as to the market. We are in good position and we have hope to see a better future.
Here in Bursa, we observed that those who had nothing witnessed a significant change in their lives, and they could build new houses by effectively utilizing ORDA's technical support. Bursa could be a living testimony of ORDA's multifarious development endeavors, as well as its impact in bringing a profound change in the lives of the farmers.
ORDA is good. We never saw such a harvest. ORDA provides us with different vegetables, which we never knew before. We increase productivity and develop our country. The community depended on relief food aid, but now we harvest. I was very poor and had nothing to eat. Then ORDA has begun its intervention. I joined as a daily laborer and able to purchase farm animals. Thanks to ORDA, I can harvest more. This place was left for pasture, but through the effort of ORDA, many of us have farm oxen. For instance, this small plot could not cater 2 oxen, but I can tell you that it provides support for many people. Not only this, we also learn agriculture here, how to increase productivity, soil conservation, as well as how to control pests.
The soil conservation and flood prevention activities improved the soil fertility of the environment. The biological check dam, the soil conservation, gully treatment and the gabi and wire box are among the Bursa GENET irrigation schemes. The check dams that are built with wood and rock strengthen the water harvesting potential in Bursa Gabale.
We learn soil conservation practice. We produce vegetables like papaya, banana, among others, and obtained much profit. Our friends who took seedlings from the center earned much profit. Those who were poor increased productivity, improved their way of life, and able to save money. Let me tell you about a farmer who has 100 papaya trees. Imagine how much he obtained and calculate how much profit he could earn. The hard-working farmer earns a lot. We also have much opportunity. We are not fool anymore and try to follow him or her. The government and ORDA soil conservation, terracing, all these paid us. It is for us our own sake. Those penniless and destitute are now rich. We have cows, farm animals. Those who were employed on other farmland these days could produce their own. Some of them have engaged in animal husbandry.
From Gohala, the eastern Belessa town, we moved to Zur Hamusit locality. Among ORDA's development interventions, roof catchment work of Hamusit Primary School is the one which offers multifaceted importance to the school. The school had no access to potable water since the 1966 Ethiopian year, but through ORDA's roof catchment project, it could collect rainwater and the school community obtains potable water throughout the year. The effort made by ORDA is exemplary one. It was early in the morning that many people were gathered 1 kilometer behind the Zui Hamusit school, and we made our way to them. The residents of Aberchikwana Kebele were busy on soil conservation activities. They were constructing gabion wire, check dams and other terraces, which have a great importance, especially for this locality where there is no arable land. The mobilization effort of ORDA is indeed admirable.
We are selling papayas, bananas, cabbages and other vegetables. When I compare it from the previous, it's better now. I built a new house. It's a profit. I got 3,000 birr and bought a plot of land. I'll try to be more productive.
The Aberchikwana Vegetable Center was established 9 months ago. Last year, it was bare and infertile land, but now things have changed. In the last 9 months, the Vegetable Center has assisted the farmers, and it has an impact to change the lives of the residents. Many of them could increase productivity and earn much profit applying the technical support they obtained from the center.
The Vegetable Center is a demonstration site where we plant various vegetables and teach the farmers to practice in it in their respective plots. In addition, we provide technical support to the farmers. This center is 10 months old, though vegetables and fruits take more than a year to harvest. Many of the farmers transplanted the seedlings and obtained a better production.
Here on Guarqua irrigation scheme, soil and water conservation efforts are made, including terracing and flood prevention in an integrated manner. On our way back to Eibnat, we turned right to Arbaya. We traveled a few kilometers and then we turned right to Shura Kebele. In Shura, we found a big river dam. It was constructed by ORDA with an outlay of 3.6 million birr obtained from German Agro-Action. It is indeed a great effort. The dam covers 57 kilometers with 4-meter depth. ORDA Dam is the best among ORDA's irrigation works. Some 1,500 people engaged in the construction, dawn to dusk in all directions. They are committed and confronted the scorching sun, malaria and other challenges, encouraged to see the benefits they obtain from ORDA irrigation.
በዋነኛነት አንደኛው በውሃ ሀብት ልማትና አስተዳደር ወይም ደግሞ አጠቃቀም ብለን በመንጠራው
ORDA is mainly engaged in the area water resource development and management. The first reform is devoted to this. The focus is especially made on drought-prone areas. This water resource development work is applicable in many areas in expanding potable water services. Irrigation farming, the only obtained in these drought-prone areas. Therefore, various activities are carried out, including river harnessing, construction of dams, expansion of traditional irrigation efforts, and water harvesting, among others. We attach prime importance to water resource development in many places. The farmers produced vegetables by irrigation and earn much profit and change their way of life. If we extend our activity in this area, we can change the life of many compatriots and it has a good result. The water resource development activities in West Gojam, Awi Zone, South Gondar Zone, Eibnat Belessa project and Gubalafto, Sakota as well as North Showa Zone are in general scored a good result and the community could increase productivity and benefit a lot. Those who engaged in irrigation could satisfy their need. If we increase our effort, we can lift the people from the bogey of poverty.
We concluded our journey in Eibnat by visiting a vet clinic built by ORDA in 1991 Ethiopian calendar. It was indeed hard for the residents to rear domestic animals without a clinic.
Previously, we took our domestic animals to Eibnat to get VAT service. Otherwise, they die. But now we have the VAT service here and we are happy. The disease usually breaks out in the time of drought, but now our cattle have access to VAT service.
እዚህ ተመድቤ የመጣሁት 1991 ነው።
I have been working here since 1991 Ethiopian calendar. There are rich cattle resources in this Kabale and are easily affected by the epidemic. ORDA has made an assessment in this area and established this VAT clinic to be run by the Agricultural Office, and I am employed there in the Ministry of Agriculture and the Rural Development.
Though the opening of the clinic has great importance, much has to be done in expanding the vet service to the rich cattle resource. They suffered a lot to get vet service, but through ORDA support, the community has access now. Anthrax and abagorba were rampant. However, efforts are made to curb the problem. The aforementioned ORDA's multifaceted developmental endeavors, especially in the area of water harvesting, water resource development and soil conservation, exhibit ORDA's success to attain its mission. Though the deep-rooted poverty calls for more and more integrated efforts, with the support of German agro-action and mobilizing the people, ORDA could ensure food security in the region. What has been done so far shows ORDA's success in lifting the people from the bog of poverty, as well as in realizing sustainable development in the near future.